much better. Okay. Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. My name's Destiny. I do all kinds of things here. I was gonna say I do book things here, but I do all kinds of things here. And today we're going to talk about series or books I need to finish. There's one of these, I believe, that's a part of a series, but these are books I really need to finish because I started them and just haven't picked them back up. Some of them have a particular reason, which I'll go into. Some of them don't. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first one I have is Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. I have not finished this because it is so chunky. I loved Name of the Wind. I absolutely loved it. And so Wise Man's Fear is just so chunky. I can read so many books in the time that it would take me to read this one. That's the reason I haven't finished it. I'm about 100 pages through. And so like that is only a tenth of the way through this book. So it's very daunting, and I may end up tackling it in July and like making it a thing that if I read nothing else, I read this book, but this is what I need to finish. Next, I need to finish Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. Actually, this one's a series too. I started this and I am about, hold on, I have a sticky. I'm 122 pages through it, which is not as daunting, but there was a scene in this that really had me off put for a minute there, so I didn't finish it because of that. I am hoping to listen to it this month and finish it. In June, we will see. It's not going to be on my June TBR because I don't know if I'm going to get to it or not. I still have a couple days left in May, so I may end up listening to it in May today while I clean house. I got to run errands and stuff, and I always listen to an audiobook when I drive, so I may end up finishing it today, but I need to finish this one as well. I'm just going to add to my little stack here. Next is The Black Cats and Evil Eyes, a book of old-fashioned superstitions by Chloe Rhodes. This is basically just a little book that tells you all about like where we get the Friday 13th superstition from, like all these superstitions that I know I grew up with that my dad and my mom believed in. It tells you where they came from. I started reading it. I started reading about Friday the 13th and just never finished. So I'm super excited. I really want to finish this. I think it's super interesting. I have vivid memories of my father turning around and going all the way back around town because a black cat crossed in front of him, and we were on our way home, and this street, it went straight up, so he had to go all the way around town and enter from the back side of that street, not to cross the path with that black cat. So I'm really interested in this. The next one is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I started this. I didn't get very far into it, to be honest. And it needed to be given back to my library, and just never picked it back up. I did obviously buy myself a copy, but I just never got a chance to finish it. I'm sorry if you hear the toys playing, because tiny one's sitting here staring at me. But I just never got a chance to pick it back up to finish it. So I'm excited to finish this and see what I think. The last one is one I honestly have never heard anybody talk about, but it was one that I ordered from Amazon and really wanted to pick up, and that is Queen of the Conquered by Kacen Callender. I started it, I got like a couple chapters in, and I honestly cannot remember why I ended up putting it down. It has a beautiful map of the islands in it. It is, from what I best remember, it's about it's about revenge. Her whole family is murdered by colonizers, and when her family is murdered by the colonizers, the king decides that he's gonna pick a successor from the royal families, and she decides to enact her revenge. That's all I really know. Yes, love. She decides to enact her revenge, and that's really all I know. I'm excited to get into this, though. I really, really need to finish this and get it done. I may challenge myself to finish these for the next 6 months, and we'll see what I think. But so far, those are the 5 books that I really need to finish. Yeah, this is actually a really interesting stack, to be honest, because Mr. Mercedes is a detective fiction. This is a high fantasy. This is more as a non-fiction. This is a fantasy, and then this one's a fantasy too. So it's just an interesting stack to see what I haven't finished. And this is not all of the books I haven't finished on my shelf. These are just the 5 that popped out of my head when I decided to do this video that I really needed to finish. So those are that. And that's all I have for this video. I will catch y'all later. I'm going to go get my tree frog. Have a great rest of your day.